guys, Ash here, Legends. Welcome to the video. We have some raid news for you guys today. Man, it wasn't until I started covering raid news here on the second channel that I realized how there's news every day. There's these stupid progressive chances every day in the game. There's a shard event every day, it feels like, right? It's certainly way more often than not. Anyway, what do we have today for you guys? Thursday, July 7th, we're launching a 3x for speed artifacts in Dragon's Lair. Saturday, July 19th, 3x for provoke artifacts, says from Ice Golem. Okay, yeah. Look for the drop fever label in game, blah, blah, blah. Thursday, July 17th, which is tomorrow already, we're planning on launching a progressive chance, giving you at least 15x to summon the following champions from Ancient, Primal, Sacred, or Void Shards. Never pull a Primal Shard. That'd be my recommendation. We have Cheshure Cat. I can say out the gate here that I've always wanted this dude. He is a super, super competent, very, very good. To me, top 10 nuker easily in the arena. We just started a brand new live arena season. I'm not going to go for top 100 this season, but I kind of miss grinding a little live arena. I just don't have time for it over the summer with the kiddo and everything else. Anyway, Cheshure Cat is a beast, right? He has the things that we're looking for from an attack-based PvP damage dealer, and that is he has his own protection, right? The block damage, the perfect veil, and a hell of a lot of damage. That's what you need to know about Cheshure Cat. So very, very good there. We have Callowite the Ash Arrow, or however you say his name. I have this champion, and I do not like him. I do not like him. Reviews in game aren't that bad, ratings in game or whatever, but man, I was really, really underwhelmed with the damage. He has some cool things going on with his passive, but to me, even though he looks freaking amazing, I was very underwhelmed with him. So some people do like him, though. I saw some positive guides on him out there, so if you're more interested in another opinion, go ahead and search him up on YouTube. We have Thor. Man, Thor. Well, Thor, I missed. I've said it like 100 million times, right? But I missed the fusion for Thor, and I think he is an excellent damage dealer. He's the opposite of Ash Arrow, right? Where he brings a lot of utility to the table, even beyond his damage, which is very, very good. I would say A+ damage dealer in the game with some essential debuffs, decreased speed, and the damage escalation that he has as well. Super cool Sky Rupture on the passive. So just a very, very good fusion. I'm so bummed out that I missed him. Tholan Foulbeard. Well, you guys are probably familiar with Tholan Foulbeard, whether or not you went for him. It's weird that he's a fusion, or 2 fusions ago, is already on a progressive chance event. I think that he is a capable and really solid damage dealer. I would not say he's an S-tier champion. Still, personally, my favorite is going to be Cheshure Cat of the bunch. Mountain King got a buff. And honestly, it was a great buff to Mountain King. It was so needed, necessary on this champion. He had been so incredibly power crept. They bumped his speed by 10. Love that. They give him the extra turn mechanic. So he's a lot better than he used to be. I still don't think, though, even with the most HP in the game, I still don't think that he is as good in a vacuum as Cheshure Cat. He's solid, you know. He's used in some event dungeon teams, some of the fastest teams out there. Solid damage dealer. He's not meta inside the high-end arena or anything like that, not like Cheshure Cat. So, although I think the buff was great, and I think he's a decent champion now, I don't think he's a top-tier champion, personally. Sorry, I feel like I'm being extra critical here, but I want to, you know, I mean, these are events where you only pull if you're near Mercy or if you're a whale, right, basically. Or if you just want to pull the proverbial slot machine and watch your cash go away, right? So I want to try to be extra critical of these champions. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. We have Georgid. Now, Georgid is an S-tier damage dealer, right? He's very good. Crack any shell, ignore 50%. 50% chance to ignore an additional 50% defense. Very good. He has turn meter that can't be resisted, 30%. And then he has the ignore stone skin with the extra turn if you kill an enemy. He's great. The only thing he's missing is a keep him alive mechanic, right? And that's what we're really looking for on champions nowadays. Granted, he has unkillable if he kills an enemy with his A2, which is nice, but we're really looking for that kind of fail-safe mechanic. So you see a lot of Georgid teams, if you're going to use him in the end game in PvP, you see a lot of them pairing him with like a Necret, you know, or a Knave, the blade, the Spear of Nyresia, or something like that. Some sort of block damage or something alongside him. That all being said, though, you can certainly run him in Stone Skin and mitigate that as well. He is a great damage dealer, so definitely top tier. Leasu, another top tier Void legendary who I actually do not have, but man, he's great, both in the arena as well as in a Hydra. He has his passive where he can deal kind of ancillary damage to all enemies, right? And then he has also an Ignore Stone Skin ability, so you can see they're kind of going for that vibe there with Georgid as well as Leasu. I personally think that if I had to choose between the two of them, the grass is always a little greener on the other side of the fence, isn't it, guys? Leasu I don't have, and I think I'd go with him very, very slightly because he has utility outside. He has more utility, I should say, a bit outside of just the arena as compared to a Georgid. Certainly can outdamage him in situations like Hydra and whatnot. So I would go with Leasu out of the two. And then Valkyrin's probably my favorite of the three. Has the hardest hit of the three. The problem is a secret skill. He's my favorite because he's such a cool champion. He's so unique. I'm not going to read his whole kit to you, but it's long. He's got a lot going on. A hard-hitting AoE on his Hex of Blades. And then you kill an ally to unlock the secret skill. This Malice Unleash is a block revive, steals all buffs, can't be resisted. It's the strongest, I think it's the strongest single target nuke in the entire game. It's just going to cost you to kill an ally to unlock it, right? So super cool champion, but he's not the best, you know, because you can pull off some fun combos with him and Sun Wukong or Nogdar, the Headhunter champions that are going to come back anyway after you kill them, right? Or if you just have revivers on the team alongside of him. So he's still solid, but, you know, he's somewhat limited in his viability in the game. So I love him, though. He hits so hard. Just such a cool champion. We had Edna Moonbeam, Fire Gun Isabel. Edna, I'm not a fan of. Fire Gun Isabel is a bomber who I think is all right. Some people love her. I think she's all right for an epic. We have Ashma Hater. We have Akeum, and we have Worgen Suncursed. Worgen Suncursed, I think, is not that great for a Void epic. Some people like him. I don't. But Akeum is certainly the only one, in my opinion, really worth spending a little bit of time on. Akeum can deal some big boy damage with a triple hitter AoE and a triple hitter single target on his A1. He's got hexes and hex extension for days. He's got this really cool Hexblood passive where he has a 100% chance when booked of inflicting damage from one poison debuff to enemies under hex whenever their allies receive damage from poisons. You add this all up, and not only is he the best hex applier in the entire game, I would argue, because he puts it up and he keeps it there, right, with all those extensions, but also a sneaky amount of damage. And you can use him in areas like Fire Knight with 2 triple hitters in his kit. I like Akeum a lot. So I think he's worth going for, certainly for an epic. And then on Saturday, the fun doesn't stop there. Saturday, July 19th, we're doing another progressive chance. Who we got this time? We got Prince Kaimar, the king of resets. Prince Kaimar might not be quite as good as he used to be, meaning that, you know, we didn't have Yamekos. We didn't have anything, you know, in terms of resets in the game. Painkeepers, you know, and Renegades, rare options that were way watered down compared to the Seal of Magic. Now we have a lot of options in the game. Feedy as well, Tealcrest, a bunch of others too. But it's still the best version of it. You get the turn meter fill and the full reset, right? And he has a great opening move, remove buffs in the arena, as well as a speed aura in the arena. You can use him to reset champions like Seer. He's one of the essential champions, I would say, in the game. White Queen and Korra. We're definitely going with a different vibe here, more support and control versus Nuke in the first go round, or tomorrow's event rather. White Queen and Korra, I think she's S tier. I think she's probably the second best revive fusion of all time. I think that Lady Noelle is number 1 in my books. I have a ranking every fusion, or grading every fusion of all time, all 77 going live on the main channel in a couple days. Anyway, I digress. Great cleanse. She can soak up debuffs. She's got a reset revive on a 3-turn cooldown when booked, 75% turn meter. Just very, very good champion. Speed in all battles aura. She's got a nice A1 too. She's great with Narcissus. She's great without Narcissus too. Okay, we have Pythion. So again, another big boy reviver. Pythion's fantastic as well. Another previous fusion as well here. He's got the solid revive. He's got the damage mitigation on his passive. And he's got the full cleanse, the heal, and the block debuffs. Honestly, this shed skin ability, it's really one of the best cleanses out there. There's a lot other in the conversation, right? But this is it. We have the heal, the cleanse, and the block debuffs all on a 3-turn cooldown. So really, really good reviver support champion. I would still go White Queen over him personally, but Pythion is very good in his own right. Teodor. So now we get some poisons going on here, right? Teodor, one of the best poison appliers, poison and burn combustors in the game. He's placing poison sensitivity, and he brings increased speed. He's defense-based. He's got an AoE decreased speed on his A1, and then he has the increased duration and instantly activates. Even though he's only placing poisons, he also does it with the burns. If they don't have poisons or burns, he places a weaken on them. Very, very good champion. He pairs super well with other burners, other poisoners in dungeons specifically. And wave content, excuse me, right? You can use him. I use him in like Sand Devil on Soul Cross, limited restricted area. He's a beast in Dragon. He's a beast in Ice Golem as well. Next up, we have Stalk the Broken. Stalk the Broken has become meta in Endgame Arena, in case you missed it. He is meta. He's got a really, really cool kit. I'm seeing him more and more often in top Platinum Arena and in high live arena just over the last couple weeks, especially with the Arakan Elixir, of course, being so popular. We know it from Calvalax and Nell. Great on stock, too. The cool thing is he has an AoE where he's instantly activate poisons and burns, and he can crack, you can use him to crack with combos, Stone Skin as well, but he's also getting a juicy 20% turn meter fill to the rest of your team. That's fantastic. He's placing poisons on the A3 ability, and then the damage inflicted by his poisons and burns ignore block damage. Thus, he counters the natural counter, which is like a Marichka, for example, right? So very interesting play there, especially an anti-Marichka live arena play. Overall, though, great in PvE. I'm talking about PvP on this dude, but great in PvE. He has instant activation of continuous heals as well. So really solid champion. I love that fusion. Tawana Rock, they're giving her to all new players. Promo code Desert Queen on new accounts. She's still very, very good. She's got a great kind of Doom Priesty cleanse going on. Every time she takes a turn, you want to build her in Relentless set. She's got the increased defense, the increased speed, 2 essential buffs on a 3-turn cooldown, just what we're looking for. She brings block buffs and a decreased attack with a debuff spread. So if to provide a little RNG here, but in areas like Hydra, she can be a very competent, block buffs champion, which is an essential buff in my estimation. She also brings decreased speed and some healing on the A1 ability. Overall, A+ tier Void Legendary. We have Warlord in Venus. Interesting, man. There's not like a really necessarily a common thread here on these champions. Warlord's great in the arena with the lockout, the turn meter depletion. He's still a viable choice out there. Of course, with Mythicals becoming more and more popular and more released, he's not quite as good in terms of the lockout. That being said, still one of the best, still has the turn meter manipulation. This Protection of Gods is very good on his A2. I relied on him heavily in Faction Wars 2.0, completing the Orcs faction crypt. It was tough, and he was one of my best healers and protectors and supports and control, right? So you can certainly use him outside of the arena, but that's where he's known for. And then Venus. Venus is one of the, 3 or 4 Void champions that has decreased defense and a weaken on an AoE on a 3-turn cooldown with Lydia and Yenseska Grail Braid and Bellinor, right? In Venus. I think that's it. Very good. I love Venus. She's fast. She's tanky, right? She has an AoE burn, an AoE decreased defense weaken, decent damage there, and a poison. She deals some beautiful damage. Nature's bounty, Nature's wrath rather, blessing, the one that escalates damage for every debuff place, is easy on her to get extra damage as well. And she's also Cupidus's companion champion. They can be a dynamic duo when used together because she has this great ability that unlocks when Cupidus is on the same team. So if you have Cupidus, you don't have Venus, maybe it's worth going for if you're close to Mercy. Who do we have for epics? We have Ulfrig, Ugo, and Deacon. Now we're talking. I like all these champions. Ulfrig. I like this dude. He's got a little turn meter boost, increase attack. He's got a buff steal on an AoE. I love buff steals. A good and underrated champion, but he's nowhere near as good as some of these top tiers. Deacon Armstrong with that beautiful time compression, the turn meter fill, the turn meter manipulation, the extra turn, the decreased defense, the leech on the A1, the speed in all battles. We love this dude. Personally, I like Ugo the most. I think most people would prefer Deacon, but I like Ugo the most. She has a beautiful heal based on her max HP, a big heal, a little cleanse. She got the block, decreased defense, and the block buffs. I love block buffs, man. Every content they add in this game, it feels like they're putting on nasty buffs on themselves, right? The mobs or the waves or whatever the heck. So I love having this. She's amazing S tier and Hydra, but even beyond that, I really love Ugo. She also has the leech on the A1 there. So great options. Then we have Dawncaller, Sabbatha, and Madame Saras as our Void Epics here. Madame Saras, one of the coolest designs in the game, huh? 2019 Halloween champion. I started right when she was released to the game. I'll never forget her and Brachus the Shifter and Harvest Jack and Miscreated Monster all released the same day, and it was cool. I love the aesthetic of all these champions. She has a great kit. Buff removal, decrease attack, decrease defense, buff steal as well. Fear, synergy, shield on herself. Really good champion. She's not as meta, certainly, as she used to be. She got nerfed, actually. They increased the duration of her A3, which is really a shame back when they used to nerf epics, in the game. I don't want to give them any ideas. But still a great option, especially progression in the arena. Not as good in PvE anymore after they nerfed that A3. Really want that on a 3-turn duration if we can get it. But still, buff removal is still solid with those debuffs. And then, what's her face? Dawncaller Sabbatha. She's a Knight Revenant Ash. She was a fusion epic. She's pretty good. She brings the increased defense, increased attack. Of course, a little bit of power crept by Mithrala, but in opposite order because she came into the game after her. But I'm comparing her to a Void Legendary, albeit a farmable one. Either way, increased defense, increased attack is a good move on a 3-turn cooldown. She can revive an ally with 100% turn meter with a block damage. That's really good as well. And then her Rising Fate. Whenever the champion revives an ally, decrease the cooldown of one of this champion's skills by a turn. So you can get that, for example, the revive down to a 3-turn cooldown, or bring this back closer to cooldown so you can set up the ally that you just revived with these fresh buffs. Competent and very, very solid reviver. There it is, guys. That's the raid news. Let me know. Are you tempted to go for any of these champions? If so, let me know in the comments below as to who you're going for. Otherwise, another day, another shard opening event. I'm sure there'll be another one in a few days. Thanks for watching till the end. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.